All right, so like I said before, I got all the fuel filters, everything is going, everything is proper. I've got fuel delivery. However, not enough pressure getting to the where it gets delivered to the cylinders. So I got a little bit of fuel, and here's the problem. So you have the primary filter over here, which is also the water separator. It goes up to the main pump over here, and then the secondary filter here. This pump over here, you'll see there's a lever here. And look how soft that is. It should not be this soft. So I just had a couple of guys, they came on my boat. Really, they know their stuff. And he confirmed, it looks like this is the culprit that needs to be rebuilt. So this is actually the fuel pump, primary fuel pump, that actually runs on the cam of the engine. So this is the bad boy. So I'll be taking... I shut off my fuel again at the tank. I'll be taking the fuel lines off. There are 2 bolts behind here holding it, over here and over here. I'll be removing that whole unit. And the only way to do this is to bring it to a diesel shop, get a replacement pump. And I'll probably get myself a rebuild kit, and so that I can rebuild this one here and keep it as a backup in case this happens again. So there's the problem. I got to take this fuel line off and this fuel line off, and then remove this pump completely. It should come off right off the cam. So that's my job now to do. So I'm going to take some pictures also to remember where everything goes. Okay, so I got the pump removed from the boat. It was really easy. I put these screws back in here just so not to lose them. Basically, this is the primary pump, or the pump that's actually running by the cam inside the engine. It was very easy. Remove these 2 things, remove the tubes, and then there's 2 screws on the flange here. And then there's a gasket, of course, a little gasket here, which I'll replace for sure. But you'll see this is the lever, the primary lever. And if you can pull it like this, see how easy that is? It shouldn't be that easy. So that's telling me that the diaphragm inside here is either finished, stretched, or just tired. So the best thing is to either I have it rebuilt at the diesel shop here in Montreal. If not, I get a rebuild kit and I'll take it all apart. But I'm told the best thing is just to put a new one on. And a good diesel shop that I know works on Perkins and all that. Not rocket science. So I'm going to see if I'm replacing that. Now I'll show you the inside of the engine compartment, or where it came from, just so you guys are comfortable with it as well. So there it is right there. So it actually fits in right over here. That's where it fits in. And the main line, fuel line, goes from here into the pump, which is this line over here. So that goes right over here. It goes right onto the thing. So I'm going to save all that in the right spot. Remember where the gaskets go. And I'll continue my video when I get the fuel pump back. I just wanted to explain, I forgot to, how did I determine that it was that pump? So, like I said, there's a primary pump over here where you lift this lever up and down to prime this filter here, which is the water separator. It goes to this filter over here and the pump that was here. When you press that pump, it fills this tank here. You unscrew this to purge all the air. When fuel comes out, you close that. Now you've basically purged the air from the system. However, once you start turning the engine over, and you got to we loosen the injectors here just to loosen them. That fuel, there was fuel going to it, but it was such, just trickle. It should be coming out at very high pressure. So since it wasn't coming out, we know it's this pump here that was defective, the one that I just removed. That's the primary pump running from the cam. It should really be spewing out a lot of fuel at high speed. So that's how we know that the issue is that pump. So I just wanted to know how do we diagnose that was the issue. All right, I was lucky. I was able to get a new fill pump, primary pump, over at ADF Diesels. I'll give the information on my comments on this video. But here's the difference here. So when this is the original one, this should have been the first telltale sign, is when you flip it here for the prime pump, watch it come back very quickly. Whereas watch the new one, and it comes back very slowly, meaning the diaphragm is in perfect shape. This one, diaphragm is probably blown. So I'll be taking this one apart to see how it's made, and I'm going to be installing this one right now so that maybe we can go sailing. All right, so I've installed the pump, so there it is right there. And so I made sure everything was nice and tight and the gaskets were returned. And the big difference was that as soon as I pressed the priming lever, the fuel came out of here, and big difference in the feeling of the pressure on the thing. So that is definitely was one of the bigger issues. So now we're going to go start the engine. All right, guys, so the engine started, no problem, except just to tell you a little story. The first couple of tries, it wouldn't start, and I said, well, what's wrong now? I can't believe it. And then I happened to have somebody, a fellow member on my boat, and he said, you know, Mark, why don't you check the fuel valve? Maybe you forgot to turn it on, or back on, I should say. And I said, no, that can't be, that can't be. And he said, well, check it anyway. So I checked it, and to my surprise and my delight, actually, the valve was shut off. So as soon as I turned the valve back on in the fuel tank, the engine started right away. It's running really like new. So a few years ago, I changed my engine mount. I also rebuilt the fuel injectors. And now this year, with 2 new filters plus a new lift pump, it really is running like brand new. I'm up at higher RPMs with no vibration and all that, so really great. So, and as you can see from the background, well, I'm out sailing already, so really happy with the job. So all this to say that this is a type of do-it-yourself job that you can do. It's not a hard job. Make sure you have the right filters and all that. A lift pump is not a hard thing to change. And later on, I'm going to do a quick one video rather than 3 parts. One video to walk you through the process real quick, and you can do this. So anyways, enjoy yourself, guys. I'm enjoying myself out here and finally sailing with a great engine. Bye, guys.